G'day and welcome to this online presence critique of an email marketing campaign for an Auckland hotel. Now, in this video, I'm going to dissect this campaign and I'm going to make suggestions for improving it, which probably may be useful for your email marketing campaigns for your hotel or motel. Some of these suggestions are going to be obvious, but some of them are going to be more technical. Some of them are going to be about the design of the campaign. Some of them are going to be about the whole strategy of the campaign. So there's a lot to cover here, and hopefully there's a lot to get out of this. This is from the VR group, Hotels and Resorts. Subject line is, "It's not too late to book for Christmas lunch/dinner!" Now, before I actually open up the email, I just want to comment about the subject line. It's far too long. You want to keep your subject lines as short as possible and try to get that keyword or that trigger or that interesting word that catches people's attention in the first few words. And the reason for that is because a lot of people are reading their emails these days on their mobile devices, and there's no way you're going to be able to see that subject line. It's going to get cut off. So it's very important to keep your subject line short. The other problem with the subject line is the punctuation. So you've got these apostrophes and the its, you've got the exclamation mark, and you've got the /. That's a bad thing because Google looks at that and goes, that looks like a promotional email. That looks like a marketing email. Let's pop that in the promotions tab in, your past guests Gmail account, or let's just pop that in the spam filter because it certainly looks like spam. So you never use exclamation marks in your subject lines. That's a big no-no. What that is likely to affect is your deliverability. So it's likely to affect the amount of emails that actually get delivered to your recipients. So let's open up the email and actually have a look at the contents here. This is where it all goes downhill. You can see the first thing you're presented with is this kind of, well, I wouldn't say macabre, but this kind of gruesome picture of this chef chopping up this leg of lamb on the bench with rosemary scattered next to it. It's not in focus. It's poorly lit and the color is bad. It's just not a very good photo to lead with. And the problem here is that you shouldn't lead with a photo anyway for an email marketing campaign. You should lead with, firstly, a personalized greeting or introduction. So it should be, Dear Chris or Hi Chris or whoever you're sending the email to. If you don't have your past guests' first names in your database, then obviously you can't do that. But you might want to start out with something a bit friendlier than just an image. And this goes to the overall tactic or the overall best practice tactic for composing marketing emails, and that is to use text more than images. So text, again, is likely to be delivered at a higher rate into people's inboxes than graphical images, which to Google does just look like a marketing or promotional email. So images should be used sparingly and only use images if they're good. This is not a good image. It's been absolutely butchered. Well, literally it's been kind of butchered by the chef there, but it's been butchered with all the horrible text that's been placed on top of it, which is not legible. You can't read it. I mean, the text at the bottom, which are the terms and conditions. I mean, you can barely read that, even if you've got a good screen or on a good high resolution. Even the actual text that they've got on the image is wanting. You've got here the text in the middle, which I assume is supposed to be sort of like the sub-headline. Relish on the massive spread of tantalizing Christmas special buffet. It's not even correct English. So people are going to look at that and just go, this is just a mess. The other problem is that this email was sent out on the 21st of December, which is 4 days away from Christmas. So the reality is no one is going to book a group of people for a Christmas lunch or dinner 4 days before Christmas. People are busy, people are shopping, they're stressed. They don't want to be bombarded with marketing emails a few days from Christmas. This should have been sent, a month or two before. And I mean, the overall objectives of the campaign, I don't think they're even going to work, even if you did have a great image, even if you did have great text, even if it was done properly and professionally. So the other thing is that the email has a no reply email at the top. So you've got no reply at VR hotels. That's a big no-no. It's just one of those things you just never do in email marketing. You always have a friendly reply name. So it might be someone, might be the manager, might be the marketing manager, it might be the general manager, ideally. But, have a real reply email address so that customers, past guests, can actually engage with you. I mean, it just sends the wrong message. I mean, you're emailing your past guests, you're trying to nurture them, you're trying to build rapport with them, and then you're saying no reply. At the bottom there, you've got this email address listed anyway. You've got for bookings, please call, and you've got or email. So they're actually asking you to email them, but on another email address. It's insane. The other thing that could be improved here is just the overall branding. So at the top there, you've got VR Group Hotels and Resorts. As you scroll through the ad, you can barely see this. You will barely be able to see this on the video, but down the left-hand side, there's actually a logo of the restaurant. So you've got their Quad Kitchen and Bar. And then further down the page, you've got this other logo, the Quadrant Hotels and Suites. It's so confusing. You've actually got 4 different variations of the brand in this campaign. So what you want to do is make sure that the message is clear. It is tricky when you're sending a campaign for a restaurant, but you can do it in a way that you actually mention both logos or both brands in that campaign. So sure, you can have both of those logos in there because essentially Quad is a sub-brand of the hotel, but they should both be in there and they should both be together, so it's co-branded. That's the best way to do a campaign like this, not just have 4 different brands scattered throughout the email. Right, so let's go back into my inbox and have a look at the next email that was sent. Believe it or not, I actually received a second email 2 minutes after this first email. And despite it being from the same company, the same hotel group, it's got a completely different from address there. It's got the Quadrant Hotel and Suites instead of VR Group. So the problem here is A, they've sent 2 emails in 2 minutes, and B, they've actually sent it from a different from address. So it's crazy. Now this subject line again is too long. It's got there, enjoy your Christmas holidays at the Quadrant Hotel. It's got the cute little Christmas tree and the happy child in there, which again, that's just going to get you popped in the spam folder as far as Gmail's concerned. So while it may look cute, it's not going to help you achieve what you want to achieve. And in any case, if you're going to use those little icons, they should have been over here, so they showed up on mobile on the left hand side and weren't just cut off. So that's another way to do that. So let's go into this email. So this is the email I received, the second email, the Quadrant Hotel and Suites. So you've got an image here, obviously, of a Christmas snowman at the beach. I'm not sure what relevance that is. So with when we're looking at conversion rate optimization of any campaign or anything you do in your digital marketing for your hotel, you're always thinking about what's the relevance to what I'm showing here. I mean, what is the relevance to a snowman on a beach for a hotel in Auckland? I don't know. It doesn't, I guess it's holidays and so on, but there's no people in that picture. It would certainly be much nicer to have a picture of a happy family, perhaps. But in any case, the image just shouldn't be there. There's no reason, as I mentioned before, to have images in these types of emails unless they're particularly good images and they are relevant to the campaign that you're sending. So let's have a look as we scroll down. You've got another offer here. Now it says valid for stay between 18th of December and 18th of January. Now I received this on the 21st of December. So it's actually been sent out 3 days after the campaign started. So to me, this just smacks of desperation because it's been sent out through this promotional period at a time when effectively it's their peak season. And, so that doesn't look good. As we scroll down, we can see these 2 offers here for a 1-bedroom and a 2-bedroom. I mean, that's fine. That's essentially, this email is probably better than the other one. But the whole campaign is just not going to be effective being sent 4 days away from Christmas. So what can we learn from this? I think what we can learn here is that something as important as email marketing for a hotel or motel should not be delegated to someone in the office as if it's just something to tick off a list. Or, send out an email. We haven't sent out an email for a month. Or, we've got this promotion on, or we've got this Christmas lunch or dinner. Just fire out an email to our database. It can't be treated like that. And it can't be, if you're going to use graphics, if you're going to involve photos, involve creative professionals who can advise you. And if you're not sure, or you don't have the budget for that, don't use them. Don't get creative if you're not creative. That's the bottom line here. That's the moral of the story.